RD, Ladybug, we up, let's go. We bout that business, boy, we bout that business. It get real up in that field, but got built bout that business, boy, we bout that business. This all hustle, this ain't luck, Ladybug, about that business, we trending on retreat, we bout that business, all we know is win, ain't no defeat. We bout that business, competition can't compete, we bout that business, I'm number one, I feel it in my cleats. Hey, we got facts, we got stats, not to mention trending topics. You the champ? No, that's cap, drilling, killing all the guys. Please don't try that, boy, you know we hotter, boy, making all kind of noise. We on fire, what you know about them Ohio boys? We bout that business, boy, we bout that business. It get real up in that field, but got built bout that business, boy, we bout that business. This all hustle, this ain't luck, Ladybug, about that business. We trending on retreat, we bout that business, all we know is win, ain't no defeat. We bout that business, competition can't compete, we bout that business, I'm number one, I feel it in my cleats.
Let's go. Yeah, we about that business. Welcome. Locked in and ready for more. How's it going today? Hey, listen, what I'd like for you to do is follow us, like the show, read all the content, watch the content. Real-time reactions that we trying to do here. Let's do this. Follow the show. Let's talk about the sports thing. You know, we in this together. And what say you, lady? Buck, what's happening?
Anything, you know, that changed any reactions or anything. Not reactions that changed any of the rankings. So I know that 5-star will be in here in a minute to, you know, actually go through those games. Hey, Blue. What's up?
Chilling. How about them Irish?
Oh yeah, let's talk about it. Let's go down the list. Who y'all starting with? Let's see what game. First of all, we're gonna start with them Buckeyes. You know, we had 2 of our stars out. We put in, you know, our, you know, second string, third string, and still ate it up. So, hey, our running game was nice, you know, which I thought that was the kind of attack we would use. And we were very successful. Bo Jackson did his thing. He did his thing. Donaldson and Peoples. Everybody just was in sync. And so I'm really excited to see what we do next weekend. But we'll talk about that later on in the show. What other games were interesting to you guys? I didn't see anything that shook up the rankings. I just didn't see anything. Kind of a boring football day for me, in my opinion. But let me see what y'all thought about. Talk about your Irish. What you think, Blue?
Hey, they did their thing. They did their thing. You know what I'm saying? Got to be more talk on Jeremiah Love.
On Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, on the Heisman. You got to get. I mean, we know how they do the politics. You know what I mean, with the running backs and the quarterbacks, but I still got to mention my man because I mean, he's just unbelievable. I mean, his speed, dog. I mean, the way he took off on them, and just like I'm just like amazed. You know what I mean? The line protect the QB. The QB did his thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, like I said, they were clicking on all cylinders. I mean, but tripped me out though. 70 points.
What's your comp on him, man? What's your comp, man?
What's what?
What's your comp though? What's your comp in the NFL? Who you think he run like in the NFL?
I had to say I don't know because I ain't seen too many. Like I mean, I seen fast running backs, but I would have to say like Damian Thompson or whatever. You know what? Reggie Bush. You know,
Damian
low
Thompson.
gravity. Yeah, low gravity. You know, but they. You know they. I mean, shoot, he kind of remind me of JT, but he a little faster though. You know, because JT will run through you. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But and he'll do some, you know, some stuff that'll trip you out. But that dang on Jeremiah Love, man. The way I seen him take off, I mean, he just like, shoo, he gone. You know, as soon as he hit that second tier, it's like, oh, he gone. So,
Man, when I was
but
watching
yeah,
the game back and forth, because of course I was watching like several games at the same time, and each and every time I turned my head to the Notre Dame game, they scored. So most of the time, I don't know who scored or when they scored, but I think Jeremiah
man,
went in for like what over 200 yards rushing, three
171,
300 yards rushing.
171.
Okay,
No, what? 171, 3 touchdowns, eight carries,
okay, 3
8 rushes.
touchdowns, 170. Okay, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. What's up, 5 star? What's happening, baby?
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, so
Yeah,
hey, listen, I don't know. I didn't see many much interesting football today. No good games, really. No nail biters, I at
nope.
least like to have one nail biter. So I know you're here to bring that wrap up. What did you think? Go through the list.
Well, we can start off with the Buckeyes. I mean, um, basically, I mean, we did what we were supposed to do, survive in
Mhm.
advance. So that's the name of the game at this point in the season. I thought they did a phenomenal job with just the fact that they were without Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith. What that basically showed me is that they actually have more weapons than what we thought they had. Um, Outside of Carnell and Jeremiah, we were also without 4 of our top 6 wide receivers. So a lot of people didn't know that. We were missing Mylan Graham. We were also
Yeah.
missing uh, Quincy Porter. So their lineup today was Bryson Rogers, Brandon Ennis, Adolph, who hasn't played all year. I think he was a senior this year. And then
Mhm.
they used Max Clare at wide receiver at times and brought
Yeah.
in Christian Bennett as a tight end. Even with that offense, we still put up points in the passing game. So I really thoroughly enjoyed that part.
Yeah.
Um, there's something about the running game that I'm going to touch on that dawned on me.
Okay.
Um, what I'm going to say once we turn the page and start talking about that team up north,
Okay.
I have a theory, and I want to see what you guys think. So we'll
Okay.
save that for when we turn the page on into the recap for week
Got you.
13.
Got you. Understood. Understood.
So, Ladybug, what did you think about the game?
I loved it. You and I talked after the first half, well, during halftime, and they did exactly what you said. I felt like I said, wait a minute, Rutgers is getting, even though it was 14-3, I still felt like they had some confidence. They felt like, oh, we're playing this number one defense and we're playing them good, and I felt like even though they had 3, there was still hope for them. Hey, we're playing them, you know, we're playing them better than we thought we would. Well, you said, well, they haven't seen that second half wrath that's coming. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, it was spectacular. I mean, there were some play calls that I questioned. I did like the backup quarterback Kleinholtz. Before halftime, I didn't understand why he was thrown in the middle of that series. and we were what, it was like first, I think it was like first and goal, and then we got a penalty and had to go back. I thought maybe I would have ran that all 3 downs, and not, but instead we did two passes that were incomplete passes, and then we ended up getting a penalty and had to go back 5 yards. So I questioned that particular play call. I thought that was the wrong time to insert him. What do you think the theory was behind that? What was the strategy there?
Honestly, I'm confused at that as well, because we had it first and goal from the 2.
Yeah.
CJ Donaldson got stuffed. So my next thing was, okay, well, he got stuffed, take him out, put in Bo Jackson, run the same play.
Yeah.
But instead, they threw a pass. So and then the next play was a holding play, so they replayed the down.
Yeah.
And then instead of running it on second and goal, you throw another pass.
Right.
So luckily,
I was right to question that. Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Luckily, on third and goal, we hit Max Clare in the corner, but that whole series of downs was totally inexplicable.
Yeah, and I know we're not talking about the team up north yet, and I know because we're going to really talk about them, once we turn the page, but that's the kind of thing I don't want to see next week. I don't want to see calls like that.
Yeah.
Because those kind of calls in that game could cause you to lose the game. That's something that we'll want back. So that's what I don't want to see, those type of calls. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. But continue on.
So it was this week. It was kind of a lackluster week because the SEC decided that they wanted to play cupcakes in week 13 to rest up all their injured players. So I guess the next team, since we can't talk about Indiana because they didn't play, next team was Texas A&M. They played Stanford. It was a 48-0 blowout. There's really nothing to say about that. The only real game that I thought was entertaining in the SEC thereafter was number 8, Oklahoma versus Mizzou. Ended up winning 17-6. I kind of predicted that they were probably going to win somewhere around 24-10 type game. Mizzou's been up and down all year. They haven't really showed me anything. Their quarterback sucks. Former Penn State quarterback, I forget his first name, but the last name's like Prisbilla. He transferred last year. He reminds me a lot of the Georgia quarterback last year when he was a freshman. He didn't really have all the capabilities, so they kind of threw him in there.
Yeah.
Beck.
What was that, Blue Nitty?
Was that Beck?
No, not Beck.
Bennett.
I know.
Have right now.
Is it
Georgia's quarterback right now?
Ask me too fast. Is it Stockton? Is it?
I keep going to say Drunkenmeyer, and I don't know why. I remember when they first threw in Gunnar Stockton, and his first 2 games, he was really erratic, and that's what
Gunnar Stockton.
Yeah, and that's what Prisbilla does. He's really erratic, and they're trying to use him as a passing quarterback when he's really a running quarterback. He's an option quarterback that they're trying to teach him how to pass, and it's not going that well for him this year. So I kind of figured that they was going to struggle against OU. They haven't really had any competition or played any competition this year and won. So I knew Oklahoma was going to beat them. I didn't think it was going to be a close game. What you say, Buckeye Bill?
Hey, I felt the same way. The intriguing game for me was that Georgia Tech game, and it just boggled the mind that Georgia Tech would lose that game and possibly miss the playoffs. And give Miami an opportunity to win the ACC. What say you?
I think you were really too high on Georgia Tech this year. Georgia Tech hasn't proven anything to me that I haven't seen Their defense sucks. They have an offense, but they can't stop anybody.
And we saw that today.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen when you run into a juggernaut team that has an offense, and your offense is decent, but at times you get stopped because all you can do is run the ball. You're going to find out what happens, and that's what happened today against Pitt.
Yeah,
wait till they play.
Exactly.
They don't have to play
Exactly.
SMU this year.
Yeah.
So they lucky they didn't have to play SMU.
And see, Pitt got tested last week. And
Yeah.
and you know, they got their nose bloody. They was ready for bear when they played Georgia Tech.
So the funny thing is, you brought up Georgia Tech in the ACC.
I thought that was one of the most interesting games, other than, you know.
What game are you talking about?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
What game are you talking about?
Georgia Tech is in the ACC. And the Miami, the standings in the ACC, that knocked them completely out of the playoffs now that they've lost.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to the
and
ACC
that's going to put Miami
they don't
in
have a chance.
position to huh? You think Miami doesn't have a chance or no?
Who's that question for?
You asking me?
Anyone on the panel? Do you think that Miami has a chance to get into the playoffs now that Georgia Tech lost?
No.
Yep.
No, I don't think so.
No, not at all.
I don't think so.
So here's
who's
the
going
thing.
to represent the ACC is what I'm asking.
The representative from the ACC is going to be the team that wins the ACC. And right now you have 3 teams with 1 loss: Virginia, Pitt, and SMU. 2 of those teams are going to go to the ACC championship.
And none of them are ranked, right? Pitt, I know Pitt's not ranked.
Pitt's not ranked. SMU's not ranked. Virginia is number 19.
So I don't see none of them having a shot. So,
well, it's not about what their ranking is. They're going. The ACC champion is going to get in regardless.
ACC championship, right? Which gives them an automatic berth.
Correct. Regardless of the ranking.
But wait a minute. But still, okay. Even with that, I still don't see any. They still seem to be outside of the playoff realm, outside of that top 12. Even
how do you
if they win their championship, that doesn't automatically give them.
Yes, it does.
Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it does. It's an automatic bid.
They will put them in that top 12?
Because of the conference itself.
Every group of 4 champion gets a spot in the playoff.
Okay, makes sense.
So the ACC winner will get a shot. At this point, Miami has 2 losses in the ACC, so they play. Let me see. Virginia's remaining schedule is Virginia Tech.
Okay.
Yeah, that's their last game, I think.
Yeah, that's their rivalry game against Virginia Tech.
Right.
SMU still has to play. Let's see here.
So let me ask you this. I'm going back to the Georgia Tech game. Because what we saw today, that was terrible. I didn't expect that. I actually thought they were going to win. And we talked earlier on the podcast earlier, in which, it was stated that we were talking about strength of schedule and, kind of justifying where they were ranked so high in the beginning and all throughout the season. And strength of schedule was one of the things that seemed to be the reason why they were ranked the way they were. So looking at today's performance with this unranked Pitt, again, my question is how valid, how heavy is that strength of schedule? When you're ranking teams, it just doesn't seem to apply or have heavy rank anymore. with that. I mean, we saw it today.
Okay, well, listen. Let me explain just a little bit, Lady Buck. Let me explain a little bit about the politics of it. As far as the ACC is concerned, one of them has to come out of that. All right. Georgia Tech had they had the fast line to the ACC championship. They'd have beat Pitt and then played Georgia next week. They'd have been in the top 6.
Okay, but that's
You see what I'm saying? No, they didn't do that. Now, mind you, they can still beat a Georgia team and move themselves up closer to getting into the ACC. You don't think so? 5-star, what's going on?
You're missing the point. They got 2 losses in the ACC.
Right.
It
So
don't
And
matter
if
what
they
they do.
beat Georgia, it's just not going to help their credibility with the voters.
No.
and I'm saying,
because the only chance that they would have would be an at-large bid, and they're 16 right now. But you got to worry about everybody that's ahead of them that won today. You still got an independent Notre Dame that they're not going to jump. You still got Alabama who won today, regardless of who they played, they still won. Georgia Tech now has 2 losses, ranked 16th last week. They're going to drop probably to 22nd, maybe.
Yeah.
So remember when 49er Crane today earlier, on the pregame show, and he was saying that based on the strength of schedule, they would probably be ranked higher anyway, with a win or loss. Remember? And maybe he's seeing this and comes back on and maybe clarifies what he says. But what I'm saying is that's not making a lot of sense to me based on what we saw today.
No, I mean, to me,
Well, he might have misspoke because what 5-star? Go ahead, 5-star. Tell him what's up.
I mean, the bottom line is they would have to look at an at-large bid to be able to get into the playoffs, which I don't foresee them getting an at-large bid because they can't make it to the ACC championship, and they're not going to beat the at-large teams, or they're not going to jump the at-large teams that are the Tennessees or the Alabamas, the Ole Misses. I mean, there's no logical way that they're going to be able to get into the playoffs. They only have 1 game left, and that's not going to get them in. So what was your take on it, Lady Buck?
Is she there?
She might have some technical difficulties.
Yeah. We back. A little bit of technical difficulty.
He's still talking.
What was the question again?
So I was just trying to get Lady Buck's take on what she had heard or what she was trying to say in reference to what she heard about Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Well, we had. Go ahead, lady.
I understand it now. That was kind of the point that I was making earlier. The whole, this whole strength of schedule thing, that everybody keeps relying on to justify higher rankings for a certain conference.
Right.
For like the SEC, for instance, it's always like, oh, they're playing these teams and they're playing that teams. I just don't think that no longer justifies that anymore. I mean, the playing field is a bit even now. And
I can agree with that.
Okay.
The problem is the media is stacking all these SEC teams early in the year.
Right.
And you lost by 6 points to the number 2 ranked SEC team, and so we're only going to drop you 3 points or 3 rankings, and then 3 weeks go by and the same team that only dropped 2 or 3 rankings, then lost 2 more
Right.
lost 2 more games, and but they're still good because they
Exactly.
only lost by another 1 point to the last 2 teams. So you got that type of politics,
Right.
and their strength of it was a good loss is how they
Right.
use it. So
Right.
they like to try to keep as many SEC teams in that top 10, top 12 realm as possible because it's all about the mighty dollar. But like you
Yeah.
said, it's that playing field is really even now. So
Mm-hmm.
they
Mm-hmm.
can't for they're not going to be able to rely on that strength of schedule for the SEC any longer.
Yeah, and it's being proven. It's
Yeah,
being proven that um, that's not the case anymore.
absolutely.
You can't keep saying that. It's not working.
Absolutely.
Again, I'm gonna just go back to Georgia Tech again. That poor performance today should have never been ranked that high, and now we see why. You
Yeah. I
know,
mean, they should have lost a couple of weeks ago. But
yeah,
they yep, I mean, honestly, they should have probably 4 losses this year. Um, but they won by the skin of their teeth the last couple of weeks and was riding that high, and they fell into a pit team that everybody underrated.
yeah. I mean, definitely. I even underrated them, to be honest with you. So, um, now Nitty Blue,
Yep.
sorry, you're Irish.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame. How do you think that performance was? What are you guys' opinion on that game? You think they're ranked appropriately? You think they're going to actually go keep moving into these playoffs? Do you think there's a time where they're going to be tested and perhaps be knocked out?
Uh, I think they're going. I think they're going to have to be tested in order for them. But just like y'all was saying earlier about the politics, what I mean, they might not want to give Notre Dame their ranking or whatever because for the simple fact that they, like I said earlier, they make their own money. That's earlier in the podcast, earlier episode of y'all podcast.
Yeah,
But
they'll talk
I
about
think
that.
they, I think they, I think they ranked. I think they ranked where they should be because I mean they've been. I mean ever since they lost,
They've been
ever
slow.
since they, ever since they made that loss, they've been slaughtering teams. So I think they lost. They where they should be. I think they're gonna be all right.
Oh, so do I. I
Unless,
think they still got room to move up. Um,
mm-hmm.
their next game is against Stanford. I mean, Stanford sucks, but what's going to end up happening is there's going to be teams above them that are going to drop or lose a game just because of conference championships and things of that nature. So I think they got possibly a chance to move up to about the 7th ranking. Right now they're 9. They could be either 7 or 8 type slot, which I really hope they don't because that's going to put them in the same area as a second round matchup with like Ohio State. I don't really want to see that at that second round matchup. Um,
Yeah.
Notre Dame is one of those sleeper teams that you don't really want to see at this point in the year. Um,
Hmm.
their last 4 games, they have been dominating teams, and that's a team that I would face an Alabama team before I would face a Notre Dame team at this point in
Really?
the season. Oh, hands down.
Hmm.
Not that I'm afraid of either team, but I feel Notre Dame would match up really well with us right now. And then we got wide receivers with lingering injuries to have to face Indiana team and then only rest for I think a week or 2 before the playoffs start. I don't even think the playoffs between the conference championships and when the playoffs start, I think that may be a week. That wouldn't give our team enough time to recuperate. I wouldn't want to see Notre Dame in that second round matchup.
Now, since we don't know Notre Dame, I got a question for you, 5-star. How do you feel about Jeremiah Love as far as the ranking of the Heisman?
That's a good question because he's been on a tear this year. Now that he's healthy, I think honestly he's undervalued. Whether he should get an invite, that's hard to say. I mean, you know where the committee is leaning. They have their top three right now, which is Mendoza, Saint, and then the Texas A&M quarterback. If they put 4 or 5 people in there, then I do believe that Jeremiah should be able to go to New York. Rightfully so. I mean, he's been the catalyst for this team. He's the heart and soul of the team. I think he deserves at least an invite at worst. But he's a very good player, and he has the stats to back up everything that he's done this year. So I don't see why he shouldn't be invited. But it'd be a travesty if he gets a snub.
Now, who you think gonna win the Heisman?
I mean, at this point, I think it's Julian Sands to lose. I don't see why. At this point, based off of what he's done it. He's been consistent all year. He's been dominant all year. There hasn't been anybody that has rattled him. You can't say the same for Fernando Mendoza. There's 2 games he should have lost this year, or Indiana should have lost this year, I should say. The first being the Penn State game. For all the glory that they're giving him for their comeback win, he should have never had them in the position to lose in the first place, to have to rely on the wide receiver to make an extraordinary catch in order to win it for them. So I don't give him credit for that win at all. That was all the wide receiver.
I agree.
Now, as far as Julian saying, like I said, he's been consistent all year, and you can say that that's a combination of his wide receivers, but it may be true, but he's still getting them the ball with the same energy that they're giving Fernando Mendoza for throwing to his wide receivers is the same energy they need to give to Julian Sand. As far as Marcel Reed with Texas A&M, they should have lost last week. That was just poor coaching on South Carolina's part for thinking they had the game in the bag at halftime and then coming out and laying a goose egg. Marcel Reed should have never put them in a position in the first half to have to come back in the second half. That's giving him credit for making that comeback. That's not a Heisman moment. He shouldn't have never put them in that position in the first place.
That's what I thought.
Exactly. Does that show that he has adversity? Yes. But I'm not going to give him the Heisman because he's got adversity. He should have never had all them interceptions and all them fumbles in the first half to put them in the position that they were in the first place. That's not a Heisman moment. A comeback is not a Heisman moment when you put yourself in that position. A Heisman moment to me is exactly what Julian Sand has been doing all year. Consistency, getting the ball to his receivers, letting them do their job, taking control of the game, and winning. Winning with no doubt. Neither of those 2 quarterbacks have done that, but Julian Sand has. And that's my take on that.
Now, while we're on, you did, since you brought up Mendoza and Indiana, because that was my next question. And Blue, I'm glad you asked that. What do you see the matchup looking like? It looks like Ohio State and Indiana is going to play in the Big Ten. Okay, oh shoot. What does this matchup look like for you?
I'm showing my hand, so I'm trying hard to not talk about that team up north. But as far as this is what I'm going to say about Indiana, which is the same for the team up north. I've watched both teams all year. Neither team scares me. When it comes to Indiana, their offensive line gives them problems. When they don't match up well against our defensive line, we took control of that game last year because their offensive line sucked and we blitzed a lot. Now, and we got to their quarterback. This year's team, we don't have to blitz a lot, which I have a little bit of reservations for, because if our D line can't get to Mendoza, then he may try to pick us apart.
Right.
Now, the only difference is between last year and this year is their wide receiver, Surratt. He's better this year than he was last year. Now, Davison Igbinosa locked him down last year, and I think the same thing is going to hold true this year. I think he's going to lock him down as well. If you lock Surratt down, they don't have anywhere to go. And that was one of the reasons why Penn State stayed in the game last week, was because Surratt wasn't playing and they had nobody to go to.
Right.
Okay.
So you take it away from Surratt, then Mendoza, he doesn't know where to throw the ball. I mean, it's kind of like what Julian Sand did today. He had to actually use his quarterback skills to find an open receiver. Luckily, we made it easier for him because we had a lot of crossing routes for Max Clare. But Indiana's offense doesn't seem to do a lot of crossing routes or have a lot of safe routes for Mendoza. They just let him improvise and do what he wants. And that's going to get him in trouble against Ohio State.
Yeah, because our secondary on defense, look at it. Look at this. Reese, you got Sonny, you got Lorenzo, you got Downs. They are afraid to come across that backside of our defensive line because McDonald and what's his name, Curry, they coming after him.
Yeah.
So all they have to do is defend the kingdom and let the defensive line just go after Mendoza. I can't wait for that game. That game is going to be
it's going to be nerve-wracking for me.
Yeah, it's going to be nerve-wracking for me also. But knowing that it's going to be right there across the line and Indianapolis, we're going to have a good contingency of fans. It's going to be nice. It's going to be nice.
So,
I don't think
Nitty,
it's going to be a close game.
so Blue, because Blue is in Indiana. What's your take? You've been watching both teams. You're a fan of your IU fan, but you like the Buckeyes too, you know. What do you see? What do you see with this matchup?
This matchup, I think that somebody else is gonna have to, like they said, I agree with everything they said. Somebody else is gonna have to step up and make a play. And see, Mendoza, he's gonna have to trust another receiver. You know what I'm saying? That's the only like flaw I see. You know, he's got to trust another receiver. He's got to hit that other receiver. Or I haven't watched our running game enough to say, you know, yay or nay. But like I said, I'm hoping that, you know, he ain't got to do it all. But at the same time, one thing I can say about Ohio State, which I was hoping that we'd be able to do, Ohio State switched it up because y'all was down X amount of receivers. So y'all ran the ball a little bit and your running back showed up. So it's gonna be a slobber knocker. I might have to go to the bar and watch it.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be one of those that my nerves are gonna be really bad. I don't think any team is gonna run away with it. I think it's gonna go down to, you know, until that clock, turns to zero. I mean, I think it's going to be a back and forth. Or it's
I'm
not
gonna go
going to
ahead
be
and give
back.
my prediction now.
And
How did
and with
we jump past that Michigan game? How did we jump past the Michigan game and straight into playing Indiana? Because
Well, because we're going to
literally,
wait. We're going to kick it off. We got to kick it off because we're just waiting. I'm just waiting. 5-Star gonna let me know when he want me to turn that page to there because we got a lot to unpack. I just wanted to talk about you because we got.
That's all I care
here.
about. That's all I care about. 5-Star. Hey, Nitty.
So let me say this
love
in
you.
reference to the.
I love Indiana. But
Let me say this in reference to the Big Ten championship.
Okay.
They don't. I said it before. They don't scare me. They're going to get points, but I think the game is going to be more like a 34-20 type matchup. We're going to get stops that we need, but the key is that we're going to slow down Elijah Surratt. And Mendoza is going to take some sacks, possibly some interceptions and or fumbles that is going to turn the tide of that game. At this point, I don't foresee Carnell Tate or Jeremiah Smith not playing in any of those next two games. They're healthy. They're going to play. Even if they're 75%, they're going to play. So I don't think we're going to get down in that game against Indiana to the point where we're going to be scrambling. I think we're going to be up the whole time. And then Indiana's going to be playing catch up. It's going to be, 7-3, 10-7 matchup first couple quarters. And then as the offenses get used to each other, the offense is just going to explode. And then I think towards the third, fourth quarter, we're going to start gaining more momentum and we're going to end up winning probably like 34-20.
Wow. Do you think that can we slow down Mendoza? Can we get to him? Can we get to him?
I think our defense is probably the best defense that he will probably face all year. Oregon's defense was okay. I mean, they got after Mendoza. They got him to hurry up and got some turnovers, but ultimately their secondary was no match for Elijah Surratt and their wide receivers. And I think that's where we have the advantage is because we can shut them down.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so let me say this real quick. One thing that we haven't mentioned, X factor in going to be this game is it's going to be up to which coach got some guts.
True.
With the play calling, because Indiana's coach, man, I'm just gonna say he said like he got grapefruit. He don't mind.
Right.
And he's got a lot to lose.
Yeah. But he so he almost arrogant. His swag so high.
He is.
Yeah. And then they're number two too. I mean, right now they're number 2. If you think they're not going to come in and play and give it all they got for us, you're sadly mistaken.
Right.
We cannot look past. We can't look past that. And I know I'm jumping because I know we're going to see them in the Big Ten championship. So, these last games, I mean, my nerves are just going to be shot. It's just over. This is the time of year where I gotta take 2 of everything because
that's why I said I gotta make sure that when these games come up, I gotta make sure that I take my medicine like I should.
Right. That's what I said. Gotta take 2 of everything. Okay, so 5-Star, you ready? Is there any other game you want to talk about that happened today? Was impactful to you, or are you ready to move on to this?
The SEC had cupcakes this week, so I think it's about that time to turn the page.
All right, let me turn the page. Yeah, it was. and we all of us played cupcake teams. So, and I don't care because what Georgia played Charlotte, and then somebody else played like a Samford or something, just teams I've never heard
That
of.
was
So
Texas
I don't want to
A&M.
hear that Ohio State doesn't play anybody.
Yep.
I don't want to hear that.
Exactly.
So, but all
North
right,
we go.
today we kick off rivalry week. Okay. And I want to let the village know that during this week, and again, we're starting off today, we have an interesting question we want to ask you as well, and would love your participation. But this is where we will go live every day this week. Okay, so just look out for the post, join in. I would love to hear your opinions and your discussions. And of course, the number one question that we're asking. Now, of course, in my opinion, the best rivalry is Michigan and Ohio State. It goes back so many years. It's a very serious rivalry. As you guys know, I mean, Buckeye fans and Michigan fans are very passionate. Ohio State's a very passionate fan base, and there's certain things we don't do during rivalry week, and there's certain things that we don't do in everyday life. I mean, I can't tell you that I have anything navy blue in my closet, and especially the navy blue and gold. I don't wear those colors, period. So it's a very passionate rivalry, and I'll pose the question once we talk about it and we unpack what we have to do. During the week, we cross out M's. We don't even say Michigan. Today's the last day I'll be saying that. We actually call Michigan that team up north. It's bad luck to use that name. So, and that goes back for years.
Or some Michigans.
Or Michigan, we did, and you see.
Where you at when I need you, Gooch?
I know. We cross out those M's.
I don't care if you don't do nothing else. You need to talk to me this week.
Yeah.
Gangbanger.
That's what I got for you.
Let's
Over there, gangbanger.
Now we got next week. Next Saturday is the game, and that's what we call it, folks. The game. That's it. Let's unpack this. 5-star. Let's start with you.
So I'm gonna be a little
What do you
long-winded.
think is going to happen?
This is what I'm gonna say, and I want you to hear, Lady Buck,
Okay.
because this is what's going to make your blood pressure go back down.
Okay.
So hear me out. I don't care what happened in 2021. I don't care what happened in 2022. I don't care what happened in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've gotten inside of Ryan Day's mind. And this is what I got to say. We all saw what happened in 2024.
Right.
Okay.
Oh.
Ryan Day had everybody in his ears talking how your team's not tough. Your team's not tough. So what did he try to do? He tried to prove that he was tough by running the ball because he had to. People keep forgetting that Will Howard was in concussion protocol that week. So he was trying to take care of his players.
Okay.
So he tried to run the ball and repeatedly run the ball. There was no reason for Michigan to even be in that game last year. Their saving grace was the fact that they had 2 first-round defensive linemen in that game.
Mm-hmm.
2 first-round picks. And they kept stuffing our run repeatedly over and over and over again. And Ryan Day just kept running it up the middle.
We never adjusted.
Tackle. And we never adapted to that. So keep in mind what I just said.
Mm-hmm.
We kept running the ball to try to save our players.
Right.
What have you seen the last 4 weeks? Purdue, Carnell Tate was out. Mm-hmm. We ran the ball. UCLA, Tate was out. We ran the ball. This week, Smith, Tate, Quincy Porter, Mylan Graham, had a couple offensive linemen out, recuperating. He tried to run the ball. This was his whole philosophy last year because he knew what type of team he had, and we were going to make it to the playoffs. The downside is he dropped the ball against Michigan, and he lived to regret it.
Right.
He's not going to make that same mistake this year.
Okay.
Now, he's going to go balls to the wall against Michigan. I guarantee you, there isn't going to be any starters that are going to be out for that game, and every starter will play until that fourth quarter clock reaches 000.
Right. Gotcha.
And I'm going to go back to my quote again that Ryan Day said in 2020 to Jim Harbaugh. You better hope I don't hang 100 on you.
I remember that. I just want to, that makes me feel 100% better. Because surprisingly, I do think we're going to run away with it. I do think, it's always an intense game, but I do think, I'm not nervous. And that's what's making me nervous, is that I'm not nervous.
Right.
And so, but that, I'm not going to talk about last year. Like you said, let's just, I have to let, bygones be bygones. But that's how I was.
Type of team.
I don't want to let down. And I agree with you. I don't think he can do that. He does not want to see a repeat of that. He's learned from his mistakes. And I think we're gonna now, what are you thinking about the quarterback, their quarterback? We heard all these things about, this quarterback, or he's this, he's that, how do you think he'll hold up against us in this game?
He's not.
He won't.
Just look at what he did or didn't do against Oklahoma. Look what he did or didn't do against USC. We're better than both those teams.
Right.
So he doesn't scare me. So what doesn't scare me about them is the fact that they can't run the ball. Justice Hayes is out for the year. Jordan Marshall is currently injured, but he's probably going to play next week. He's an okay running back. He's not better than Justice Hayes. That's the reason why he was the backup. You have one running back that can go for you. You have a freshman wide receiver that is nowhere near what freshman Jeremiah Smith was. Marsh is an okay wide receiver, but you have one wide receiver. Everybody else, you got fumble hands, fumble fingers. They can't hold on to the ball. They don't have any playmakers. I'm not scared of this team. We could sit back.
You must have watched them today. You watched them today? My goodness.
Every week. They don't scare me. There's nothing that they do on offense that is going to get me scared that they're going to beat our defense. You put 21 points on a Purdue team that should have beat you. You put 24 points on a Notre Dame team that should have beat you. We can compare apples to apples with the teams that we played versus the teams that y'all played, which are the same teams. We took care of our business.
Right.
This team doesn't scare me. Bryce Underwood, he throws laser darts at wide receivers 5 yards away from him.
All right.
He has no accuracy.
Easy.
He skips passes in front of wide open wide receivers. So unless he miraculously gets close to 70-80% accuracy next week, and Jordan Marshall runs for 225 and 4 touchdowns, they don't have a chance against us. They don't have a snowball's chance to beat us. We're going to have the worst game we've ever had for them to beat us. And that's not me being a Buckeye. That's just
And
me.
that's the only thing they're counting on.
That's just me as a sports fan watching my team versus the team that I don't like all year.
Right.
Looked at the teams that you played and the same teams that we played them to. They don't compare. It's apples to oranges. We're
Right.
going to hold them. It's man. I want this to be like a 45-6 game. Ryan Day's not going to let their foot off the gas on this one. It's just not. I don't see a future where that is not going to happen.
Wow, that's huge. So 5-star, some of the of course, like Fortnoy and some of the other Michigan fans say that, they have the edge. Of course, they beat us 4 years in a row, and we're actually coming to their house. And so they have the advantage. And what I explain to some of them is that it really doesn't matter where they play. It could be on a neutral field. It doesn't matter. These teams are going to play each other hard anyway. We Buckeyes travel well, we'll be there, we'll definitely be there, at the big house. I don't think that too much matters. I not with these two teams. I don't think that, the home field advantage thing, not with this rivalry. I don't think it matters.
Portnoy, he talks with his heart, not with his brain.
Yeah.
So his heart is telling him he bleeds maize and blue. So 9 times out of 10, he's 100% wrong, and he's just going to badmouth us 100% of the time. He's not going to give us credit for anything because that's his nature.
Right.
Me, like I said, I'm biased because of who my team is, but I'm also a realist.
Right.
Even if I wasn't a Buckeye, I could be a Penn State team enthusiast. And if they had the same defense and the same offense that Ohio State had right now, Penn State would beat them, hands down. Hell, if Drew Aller didn't get hurt this year, Penn State would beat them.
Yeah, because they sure gave Indiana a run.
Exactly. Exactly. With a backup quarterback.
Right.
Drunkenmeyer is the Penn State quarterback.
Right.
So, yeah.
And so
he's an idiot.
So let me ask you this. Since we are on rivalry week, and again, I want to explain to our village and to the fans who are not Buckeye fans and who actually watch our podcast, we and I'm sure you've heard a lot about this rivalry. Even if you're not a Buckeye fan, I mean, as you can see, how strategic even the M in this picture is covered up. We've covered it up with Ryan Day's head. But this goes way back. This goes back to Bo and Woody. But the question I'm going to pose to the village, to our followers in our village out there, and I'm going to put a post up. I'm going to put a poll up. Who do you think has the best, if it's not the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry, what, in your opinion, is the best college football sports rivalry? Is there another one that compares to the Ohio State and Michigan rivalry? Some people say the Alabama-Auburn. Is there anything that you guys can think of where people would say, well, that one is just as good or just as deep as this rivalry? Or is it just Buckeyes, Wolverines, hands down? The best rivalry, that's it. What do you guys think?
I would say Alabama, Auburn, and well, my top 3: OSU, Michigan, Alabama, Auburn, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. And that's regional because they both obviously reside in the same state, so the state is divided between those two teams. Okay. Whereas ours is 2 different states in the same conference, and Alabama, Auburn, same state, intensity from both fan bases. So I think Alabama and Auburn is probably the closest rivalry to us because of how intense the culture is between the two
Okay.
teams. Um, but is it better than ours? I don't think it is. I think majority of the nation is more aware of the OSU Michigan
Oh yeah.
than they are of Alabama Auburn because I feel like Alabama Auburn is more regional to the south, whereas most of the nation tunes in to OSU Michigan.
Yeah. And it's personal. I put this slide up because I mean it's intense. I mean, look at these two players. I mean, they're serious. They are. I mean, this is how it is from the beginning to the end of the game. It's very personal.
For
I don't like.
years.
Yeah, I don't like to use.
1972, son.
Yeah,
It was
I don't like to use the word hate,
since
but
Cornelius Green. I've been watching the Ohio State Buckeyes, and I'm telling you, every time we played Michigan, it was just like that. But I'm gonna chime in on what you and piggyback on what you saying. The champagne party, Georgia, Florida, that's a good one. But what we forget back in the day, and I know it's not happening now, but that Miami Florida State game, I used to wait for those two to play each year. It's not the same now, but that Florida State Miami game was awesome back in the day.
I think the OSU Michigan rivalry is top tier because every year that game always meant something. And everyone in the country knew it meant something because the winner more than likely was going to win the Big Ten before they
Mhm.
had conference championships. The winner of that game, 9 times out of 10, was going to the Rose Bowl. Where
Yeah,
you can't say the same for all these other teams other than maybe USC, UCLA.
Right.
So, and I think that's the reason why more people understood the OSU Michigan rivalry is because a lot of times it was that game and that game only that decided who was going to the granddaddy of them all.
right, right. I remember those days. I remember those days. Um,
And and that's so fair to say because and anybody who wants to slight you on that comment, they can't come up with, like you said, what better rivalry
right,
will send you to the Cotton Bowl or
right.
what was the Orange Bowl? It was always the Rose Bowl, like he said, the granddaddy of them all. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right, man. I love that, man. I love that take.
Yeah. And again, like I said, it goes back. I know that. I'm sorry, Blue. Were you saying something, Blue Nitty?
Yeah, I was about to just say one more thing about y'all rivalry that it. I feel like y'all gonna win because what's his name? The quarterback,
Julian saying,
Blade.
Underwood.
I mean Underwood. He need to stay out of them rap videos.
Focus on the
Oh
wrong
no,
thing.
he ain't Diddy, man. Quit calling me
No,
Diddy,
no,
baby.
no, he ain't Diddy. He ain't got Diddy had bread. No, this dude, his best friend is Skrilla Baby,
I have no
and
idea.
yeah, that's what I'm here for. Skrilla Baby, Skrilla Baby, and him grew up together. He be in all his videos, and Skrilla Baby party a lot, right? So yeah, and I didn't know that was Michigan's quarterback. I seen him in a video and everything, and then Skrilla Baby did an interview and he gave the backstory of him and the quarterback. And I like I said, I'll say this again. and y'all could read between the lines. I seen the videos and stuff where that dude was. I didn't know he was the quarterback of Michigan until Skrilla Baby did the interview. That he's not focused enough to. You gotta be
I'm
in
gonna have
order
to
to
look
go up.
that up, baby. What do you call
In
it?
order to go up,
Skillet?
you're not gonna.
Skilson baby?
Hey,
What's his name? Skilson baby? Killer baby?
but
What?
Skrilla Baby. But
Oh,
let me tell you
Skriller.
this, Skrilla.
Skrilla.
I'll
Okay,
text
all
it to
right.
you. But let me tell you
Okay.
this, Buckeye Bill, Skrilla Baby, and like I said, him and Skrilla Baby is best friends. But the information you're looking for, you got to be tapped in to know about it.
Where they from though, fam?
Michigan. I want to
Oh,
say
Skrilla
Detroit.
baby. Okay, I don't know. I don't know where they from. I thought it sounded like they was from Louisiana.
No, no, he's from because the quarterback is homegrown.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
I didn't know where Underwood came from. I thought he just came out of Iraq, and I don't know. It's not for me to say.
yeah, but I just wanted to give y'all that tad bit though, and because it shows in his play. If you ever
Yeah.
watch him play,
That's what's
he
up.
not focused.
That's
Like,
what's
Right.
like
up. That's what's
y'all
up.
talking about the passing and everything. He probably was hungover.
Oh gosh.
Mm. Whoa, that's
Now,
what's
now,
up.
now here's the thing. This week and Saturday, I want him to be hungover. I want him to play his worst game. I need him to be in the rap video and all of that because we need to win this game. But at the end of the day, for all these, because they're all kids, I would hope that he doesn't have a big distraction like that because he is talented. He's talented as well with a lot to learn, and I would hope that he would just stay focused. Now again, as long as he plays for that Maize and Blue, that team up north, I mean, I can't really root too much for him, but I would hate for him to derail his promising career for for other things. So,
Right.
but this week,
I agree.
he can go to the party. He can go to. I want him to hang out. I want him to hang
And
out
I've been in
Friday
the
night.
party all week long.
I want him to hang out Friday night.
Don't
Matter of
worry.
fact, I'm gonna send him flowers. Real flowers. I'm talking about Blue didn't even know about them flowers. I'm talking about bouquets.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You feel me, son?
I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna give you that I'm talking about to the moon type flowers.
yeah.
All that real,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with that being
That,
said, I've held y'all long enough, and and thank you guys again. Of course, for hanging out with me, and I like to hang out with y'all. But let me let you get some sleep. For our wrap up show, it was great. Thank you, 5-Star D, for breaking all this down to us. And I'm hoping that your next weekend is interesting. Again, we'll be live every day.
every day this week.
Every day. Come and join us because we ain't going to be talking nothing but mad. Especially if you're a Michigan fan. If you're not scared, come on. I think a lot of
find us,
are
baby.
scared to face
Come
us.
find us.
So come on. Talk your stuff. And again, I'm going to put a poll up. Do you think the Ohio State and Michigan rivalry is the best? I personally do. I don't see another one over us. There is one that compares, which is the Alabama and Auburn, but they're still not as deep. Still not as deep as us. And you see how he's holding
Auburn has never been a Michigan.
And this is what I want on Saturday. I want this. I want him to hold his helmet just like this. And hey, I think it's gonna happen. I believe it's gonna happen. So join us this week. Again, as always, I'm going to keep saying this until we get there. Help us reach our 500 followers, okay? Just take it and share. It doesn't take long to just share it with 5 people, especially if they know sports, they like sports, they want to come in and talk to us and join the conversation. Make sure you share it. You can find us on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Hit the like and share and
comment,
follow.
and subscribe.
More things to come. So many more things to come. So many more exciting things, happening, especially the playoffs coming, and just, we got the draft coming. We got so many things we can cover. And would love to hear your input, but please help us reach that 500. We can do so much more when we have more followers. And thanks for hanging out with us. And remember,
go ahead. No,
these,
wait.
okay,
Before you
this
do
is my
that,
last thing. These are our live days. Saturday.
Hey, listen. Tomorrow, we're going on with the Ohio podcast with Chris and Eric and Corey. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be at 6:00 tomorrow. They really wanted 5-star, but I'm available. But I'll tell you one thing. It's all about the Buckeyes this week. So be looking forward to a lot of content coming out of all of these platforms. 5-star, I need your love. Blue Nitty, thank you for all the things that you do. Real talk. OH.
Let me say one more thing. Blue Nitty, I want to remind everybody, if you reach out to Blue Nitty, for all of your graphics, your music, everything that's been put together for us, he is responsible for that. He does a great job. He's affordable, and his turnaround is really, really good. It's actually perfect.
Almost
I'm very
immediately.
picky, a very picky consumer. So reach out to him. I posted that information on how you can reach him, and I will post it again. Remember, this week, we are going live every day this week, but here are our days that we normally go: Saturday, 11 a.m. and 11 p.m., and Monday at 7 p.m. and when we talk about the NFL. But next week, hey, we're going live all week.
It's rivalry
week. It's rivalry week. Go Bucks.
It's
up to your teams.
Yeah.
5-star, you want to take us out of here?
It's all about them Buckeyes, baby. One win away. That's all we need.
That's right.
I'll even say good luck, Buckeyes.
Thank you. Thank you, Blue.
Hey, Blue Nitty. Yeah, shut that down, damn it.
Hey, I had to go ahead. I gotta give you props where props is due.
I know, but I ain't like your energy when you said it, son.
Thank you.
Oh man,
I appreciate it.
We gonna change that up. We gonna say that. Hey, it's about that time. I gotta go to the gas station.
Okay, holla at me, man. Don't get a friend along the way, man. That's a Buckeye fan. Don't get a friend along the way. That's a Buckeye fan standing out there with a mask on.
All right, then. Y'all have a good night. Good night.
One love.
Buckeye love. I'm out.
Synesthetic.
I'm trying to win my team a championship. I'm trying to win my team a championship. Let's go. Trying to win my team a championship. We all in the game, trying to get us some ranks and ball in the play. Should I do what you can? Hey, Black is the name, BMG is the guy. Hey, yeah, but we working. Hey, yeah, but we working. Hey, practice make perfect. Hey, practice make perfect. Trying to win my team a championship. Yeah, and we score every chance that we get. Take advantage of handles, it's all in the wrist. Got shooters on the squad. Perfect aiming up switch. Got shooters on the squad. Trying to win my team a championship. Everybody is playing their roles. Hey, watch out, pose. I pick it.